Hi, welcome to another episode of First Chapter Friday. My name is Lucy, and the book that I am sharing with you today is called Lupe Wong Won't Dance. This book is by Donna, Barba, Higuera. And one of the things that I really loved about this book, it's a great story. It made me laugh out loud, but it also has a lot of good messages and points in it. But the main character, Lupe Wong, Lupe is short for Guadalupe, she is just, I don't know she's endearing. She's irreverent. There are definitely some fart jokes and things like that in this book. You'll see right from the first chapter what kind of thinking Lupe engages in, but she's a very strong character. She does not she has a nemesis in this book, a tormentor sort of, and she doesn't really seem to let herself get bullied. She gives back and she stands up for herself. So Lupe Wong won't dance. Let me tell you why she won't dance. She is determined to be the first female pitcher in the major leagues. Baseball is life for Lupe Wong. And she also is someone who's championed causes her whole life. Like, she will get on change.org and start a petition about something if she feels there is change that she can help implement. She's just a laugh out loud funny character, but she's got great emotional insight. She provides some really thought-provoking responses to some things. So Lupe's uncle works for the Seattle Mariners and has promised to introduce her to a pitcher, Fuli Hernandez, as long as she makes straight A's. Fuli Hernandez is like her idol for a couple of reasons. He's Chinacan or Mexinese is how she describes herself. So she's half Chinese, half Mexican, as is Fuli Hernandez. And he reminds her of her father. Her father died a couple of years before this book takes place. So, and also she just loves baseball. So those are the reasons that she wants to meet him. Getting straight A's isn't that hard for Lupe, especially in a class like PE. Not only does she love baseball, but she's kind of a natural jock. She's just good at all sports until a unit is introduced to PE, square dancing. So she does not want to square dance. I think a lot of people in her class don't want to square dance, but she really does not want to square dance. And Lupe starts to look into square dancing to see what she can do to change the curriculum, or to not have to participate. And she starts to find out some things about square dancing that are kind of interesting, about the music that's always used in square dancing, about some of the really heteronormative practices that her school uses, like boys have to ask girls and boys have to dance with girls. That's a rule, or it's been a rule up until Lupe encounters square dancing. So that's about as much as I'll give away about what happens with the whole square dancing debacle. But Lupe has some great friends in this. As I said, she also has some tormentors, or some people who are against her, and that number changes depending on where she is in her fight against square dancing. She is not a perfect character. She is certainly flawed. Sometimes she's just doing things for her own gain. But I don't know. I just really, really loved Lupe. Plus, this book has a great first sentence. So what better book to read for First Chapter Friday than a book with a wonderful first sentence? Okay, so here is the first chapter of Lupe Wong Won't Dance. My gym shorts burrow into my butt crack like a frightened groundhog. It's a great first sentence. Note to self, remember shorts from home so you don't have to wear scratchy school loaners ever again. I can fix this. I pull up my knee pads, adjust my wristbands, and tighten my ponytail with a yank. Ready for battle, aka 7th grade spring PE. Half a cheek hanging out, I glance around the locker room to make sure the coast is clear. I casually place one foot up on the bench and make a stealth grab, yanking my underwear down. Samantha Pinkerton slams her locker so loud the entire room of girls looks in her direction. find anything good up there, Lupe? She laughs, and half the class snickers with her. I almost respond with, yeah, your mom, but stop myself at the last possible second. Samantha takes a step toward me and puts her nose inches from mine. Oh yeah, I say instead. This time the words are out before I can help it. Samantha scrunches her face and scratches her temple, my comeback obviously stunning her into confusion. My best friend, Andy, cringes behind Samantha. Smack talk is not one of my strong points. Coach Solden's whistle pierces the air. Guadalupe Wong, Samantha Pinkerton. Arms folded over her chest, she takes up the entire doorway of her office. Anything you care to share with us? I clench my teeth and shake my head. I can't risk getting points off. I need to ace this class. Samantha's voice is suddenly as sweet as her fruity body spray. Just admiring Lupe's shorts, Coach Solden. We'll do it after class, Coach says, motioning for Samantha to get in line. Samantha squints her eyes toward mine in some sort of staring standoff, but I can only focus on the cartoon salmon on the front of her shirt, giving me a thumbs up. Someone forgot to tell the kid who designed the school mascot that Sammy Sockeye should have fins, not fingers. Samantha slithers into line behind me. Oh yeah, she says, mimicking me under her breath. Thank God Andy is with me this quarter. Ignore her, she mutters calmly from the next spot in line, shooting me a glance. I can bring you my extra soccer shorts tomorrow. Andy's mom has probably made sure she has 4 pairs to ensure her academic success, to go with her new laptop and private tutoring. I crack my knuckles in front of me. Nope, I got this. I won't forget mine again. We wait in a row to shuffle into the gymnasium for basketball or volleyball or whatever unit we have now. Coach wheels a TV out from the equipment closet in the back of the locker room. No one moves, no one talks. She pushes the cart toward the swinging door. Wait, something's wrong, I say, watching Coach walk into the gym without a single ball. Andy's voice sounds like it's rolling its eyes. I know. She makes a mouth puppet with her hand, trying to imitate my voice. Kids with long arms should be able to wear shorts to their wrists instead of fingertips. It shouldn't be a girl's responsibility to worry about how our clothing might distract boys. She moves her hand puppet to make its mouth extra wide. And there should be a separate bubble under race for people of Chinacan or Mexicanese descent. Well, there should be, I say. You have a bubble for black. Why should I have to choose one bubble or other? Why should anyone? Most of my causes don't get further than a strongly worded letter to the principal. Andy shrugs. But that's not what I'm talking about. I go on, biting my lower lip. Co-ed PE is the one subject I should dominate. With everything but jump rope in the 2nd grade, I've been on the boys' team. Did you notice the TV? What if we have to learn some antique sport, like the one with mini tennis rackets and the plastic snow cone thing? It's called a shuttlecock, Andy giggles, and her dark curls bob up and down. Very funny, Andy. I really need this A, I say. I know you do, and that really is what it's called, she replies. Come on, you're the best in this class. You know you can handle anything. You'll be pitching cans of corn or whatever you call it to Foolie in no time. I've already filled Andy in on my uncle's promise. If I get straight A's, my Uncle Hector, who works for the Mariners, is taking me to meet Foolie Hernandez, the first Asian Latino pitcher in the major leagues. If Foolie can be the first Chinacan guy to pitch in the majors, maybe I can be the first Mexicanese girl to throw a no-hitter. Did I mention that baseball is life? I've worked hard to get back on track and have A's in the rest of my classes. I bite on the inside of my cheek thinking of Coach Solden and some new game risking my chance to meet Foolie. Besides making it to the majors someday, I don't think I've ever wanted something so bad in my life. Coach Solden returns to the locker room and flicks the fluorescent lights on and off. The last few stragglers jump into line. She lifts the whistle dangling down her chest and blows 4 short blasts, like she's leading an army troop out into battle. Her shorts are riding up her butt more than mine, but she doesn't seem to care. She marches us into the gym, where a group of 20 boys are already waiting. My friend Niles waves at me from the line. I wave back and smile, but then he holds up his hand and mimics flipping on Doctor Who's sonic screwdriver, our hand signal for "we gotta talk," and it's a "the universe is in danger" sort of emergency. We have half a second before class starts, so I point toward a spot in between the boys and girls that's somewhat blocked from Coach's sight, and we break out of formation to meet up. Samantha snicker snorts and points at us. "Hey, Lupe," Niles says, letting out a breath. I huddle up next to him for privacy. "What's up?" A few of Samantha's friends follow along and start giggling at us, too. No way I'm letting this pass. I let a tiny one ooze out, a silent but deadly. 3, 2, fumes fill the air. "Ew," Samantha says. "I swear it wasn't me." She whispers to her friend Claire. I'm relishing my successful SBD bombing mission, so I lose focus and don't remain as still as I should. A fresh cloud billows up. Niles shakes his head at me. "Really? I'm right here too." "Sorry," I whisper. "Collateral damage." He nods and stares past me toward the rafters, which makes it easier for him to have conversations, especially if he's a little stressed. I lean in even closer. "Listen, I've noticed something wrong." Coach reprimands a straggler on the other side of the gym, and the class starts to quiet down. We don't have much time. "I've noticed it too. Let's see what she's got and talk after class." "But this is huge," he whispers back and motions to the TV. "Coach has never not started a class bouncing a ball, or tossing a ball, or juggling balls." Niles hates change as much as I do. I glance at Coach, who's now spinning the TV remote in her hand like it's a bat. I know, I mutter, allowing a little bit of my own worry to creep in. "What do you think? Maybe she's going to show us a new sport?" "I guess." Coach turns to face us, still spinning the remote. "In line, Foster." "Hurry, line up," I whisper, "before she makes us do push-ups or something." Once back in our spots, I hold out a pretend sonic screwdriver and close its top, indicating we've at least acknowledged the emergency. Niles nods back. Samantha's still gagging on my innard fumes, so she can't be annoyed by our signals this time. Coach Solden claps her hands, taking advantage of the lull in activity. "I have an announcement, everyone. Gather round." She motions to the cart holding the TV. My stomach feels like the inside of a bouncy house. 40 7th graders move at once. A gentle wind of 80 shoes and armpits fills my nostrils. Coach Solden scans the crowd, then scans back the other way. Her eyes lock on mine. I'm about to panic, but she's on to the next victim. One by one, she's making eye contact with a few of us. By the shuffling and fidgeting of the kids she's singling out, her laser stare pattern seems to be focused on the athletic kids. My catcher on the baseball team last year, Blake, looks over and arches his eyebrows like he does every time the third hitter in the lineup is up to bat. Coach Solden then makes her signature move, tucking in her 1 size too small shirt into her 2 sizes too small gym shorts. This might be even worse than I thought. My palms break out in a sweat. She presses play on the remote. The TV screen lights up. Men and women are standing in a circle. The men have on jeans and checkered shirts, and the ladies are wearing matching puffy skirts, bloated out like a Pinterest cupcake fail. I think I'm going to puke up my lunch. They're paired off, holding hands. The screech of fiddles echoes through the gym. And that is where Chapter 1 leaves off, with the introduction of the square dancing unit. So, as you can see from that chapter, you get a little bit of Lupe's personality and what she is capable of and what her goals are and why she needs to get an A in PE. So the story unfolds from there. Niles and Andy are Lupe's best friends, and they feature really heavily in this story. They're also wonderful characters. The book is really inclusive, and it's a great story. And most of all, it really made me laugh. So give Lupe Wong Won't Dance a chance. Thanks for joining me.